I know if you're a new dog owner and you go into the leash aisle of a giant pet store, it can be quite overwhelming. So I thought I would break it down for you on some important leashes. At the way top, I have a mahogany 6 feet leather leash, and then on the right I have a pink 4 feet leather leash. Now I'm going to show you the difference of which one I prefer as a trainer. So this one, if you can see, it's actually braided and then it's sewn together. So this one is actually least likely that it's going to break apart in the long run. And right now this one is stiff because this one's actually kind of new. You can tell that it's stiff. But with leather leashes, the great thing about it, it will get softer with use. Just like this pink one. This pink one was just as stiff, but you can see how soft and flexible this one is. This one is not braided together. It's actually this metal thing. I forget what it's called. But this one will not be as durable. But because I have so many leashes, I can rotate them and not overuse one. But I will tell you which one I do grab with, the most. And then here is one of my favorite leashes, which is the adjustable kind. This one is also 6 feet long. But the great thing about it, it comes with this carabiner ring. And what I do is you can, let's see if this will work. Oh, camera's not focusing. You can hook it on and then make it into a length that you like. So what I like to do when I go hiking with my dog, I don't like holding the leash because I'm lazy like that. So what I do is I wrap it around my waist and it becomes hands-free, and that way I can stabilize myself so I don't fall on the hike. So there's that one. And then if you are going into an, I guess, advanced long distance recall, which is when you call your dog back from one place. If you live in, I guess, in the Los Angeles area like I do, there are leash laws that prohibit dog owners from having their dogs off leash, just running around unless it's stated otherwise. So this is a cotton lead that's 5/8 of an inch. That is actually 20 feet long. I'm not going to unravel it because, well, you won't be able to tell anyways. But that is good if you are going to work with your dog and you're scared that they are going to run off. At least you'll have your dog on a lead. Now, this lead, so this leash, is the retractable lead. The brand is Flexi. I can't express how bad this leash is for your dog and for you. First of all, when you have a lead that goes from 0 to 16 feet, some actually go to like 22 or something like that. It is so dangerous. First of all, your dog should never be that far apart from you, especially little dogs. I've seen little dogs in stores like at, you know, PetSmart or Petco, and they're literally on the other side of the aisle. The dog is on the other side of the aisle and the owner has no idea what the dog is up to. And the main concern is there could be a dog on the other side that is not so friendly, and then your little dog can get attacked. And usually if you try to advise an owner, they'll say, well, my dog is friendly. Well, yeah, your dog might be friendly, but the other dog may not be. And the thing with this is that this lets them go as far as they can and it locks it in place, but it doesn't reel the dog back in. So when your dog is interested in something like a gopher that's like, you know, and your dog's going after it, and once you lock it, you can't reel your dog in, so you're gonna have to do it by hand. And this lead actually is a thicker rope one. I just got it just to show you guys, but usually it's the thin rope, and a lot of people get rope burns. I've been tangled by a different dog owner that the dog was out of control and was wrapping me around and it was hurting my leg. This is my honest opinion as a trainer, but I would stay away from this unless you absolutely need it. I found one good reason for this to use is that my backyard gets quite muddy when it's raining, so I have to let my dogs go out to the front yard. That means I could stay under the awning and my dogs can go. But that's the only reason why I use it. Other than that, it's kind of pointless and it just sits in the house. It's a waste of money. Yeah, and also this is horrible for leash training because there's just no way your dog knows what distance to be away from you when it constantly adjusts. And it's quite bulky. I've seen owners let go of this and it's just bouncing on the ground, running with the dog. It's just hard to control your dog with that one. So, and the other leash that I actually don't have in my possession is a chain leash, which some people do like if your dog is a leash chewer, but I would rather train your dog not to chew on leashes because it's quite bulky and I don't like it. I don't like how it feels in my hands. And I do prefer the thinner leash. The only thick leash that I like is this one just because I don't really have to hold anything. Forgot to mention, I'll just be adding this in, is you want a leash that it fits in your hand, because normally what people do is they hold a leash like this and then they wrap it around. This can be quite dangerous when you have a dog that's larger, is when they pull you and then they could actually hurt your wrist and your shoulders. So you want one that has nice smooth edges, that will feel good, that's soft. Some people think because I have, you know, whatever, an 80-pound dog, I need like a really thick leash. Just because it's thicker does not mean it's necessarily better. My dog is about 75 pounds and I could walk her fine in a thin leash. This leather leash is not going to break. Also, with puppy owners, never leave your dog's leash on the floor or hanging where your puppy can jump and get it. See how this is big and it's hard to fold it. And the proper way to actually hold a leash is, so you should have it, you loop it on your thumb, and then you're going to bring it around like that, and then you're going to grip it all together like this. So you can actually hold it with two hands. And there's my son Conyer. So you can hold it with two hands to get better control, but a leash should never cross this way. It's kind of holding like a baseball bat, and you could control your dog that way. You'll see other trainers use this way too, and this is probably the safest way. It will feel awkward at first if you're so used to wrapping the leash around your arm, but that doesn't give you more control. Okay, and that's my last little info. Here is Bella. This is the dog I was talking about earlier. Drop. Good girl. Ready to play? Come here. Get it. Drop it. Drop. That's a good girl.